Hallo, 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 hallo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Day 4 of the Weda cardboarding experience on MudBrains TV Do It Yourself. I'm your host Dieter Beck, and yeah, let me show you what we got. This is where we left off, or where I left off. Here, the mask is roughed out, and then last time I built this circular shape or ellipsoid, which is there to take the helmet. Here, this is the outline of the helmet. This has dried beautifully, and it's kind of robust now. And yeah, today I will continue to work on this helmet, and that's where I will start now. I want the helmet to be finished by today. So, without further delay, I will get right into the helmet. Here, and as I notice right now, I am missing a knife and some scissors, so I hope this turns long enough till I return with my tools. Hey, here are the first tools, and now here is the rest of them. So, hello everyone that's watching. The task now will be to, I will give you a better view of this, to make this helmet from this humble beginning here. Yeah, I will have a whole lot of pushing and pulling and everything to do, but I think this will be fun. So, as a start, I need this to move in. So I need it to move in a lot. So I will just carefully cut all this here. and I cut it, so then I bend it in. And now in this first stage of the helmet build, I will just build this top part of the helmet, and the rest will be attached to that top part of the helmet. I hope you understand what I mean. Wait, I try to give it a hello chat. So I will cut all the way around. So, and I just do it for one side now. So if I find out that this is not the best technique to do it, I still have the opportunity to choose a different technique on the other side. So, but I think this should work the way I want it to. So now I will pre-sculpt all the flaps which I cut out. My hair looks like shit. So, and as you can see here, I start to get some curvature. Here, especially if you watch it like this. So this takes some time to do it, but actually you can't go wrong there. It's just if you take your time and don't bend the cardboard too hard at any one time, then you should be able to get a very smooth curvature. Okay, here I have to cut it a bit more. Yeah, I think you can see everything. Okay, now I will try how much curvature I actually need. Okay, so the easiest way now would be to look at the curvature that I want to have and then just mark it. So for now there is an overlap when I fold them down. Now when I just put down some markings, how much overlap there will be between the different parts of cardboard, then I know how much glue I'll have to use, or on what areas I will need the glue. Tack. So now when I open this up, I can see the parts where I need to lay down some glue. Then I will hold it down in place, and this will require me to press it down the whole time, or I just use some clamping material. So now while this is drying, I can start with the other side, and maybe this view will be the best for that. So I think I can glue 3 flaps at once, if I have enough clamps here, which actually I don't see right now. So okay, I will just do 2. So this can be a bit time consuming to glue stuff for curvature, but the more time you take, the better it will turn out. So, and this is just for the rough shape now. So if something is not perfect, as it is here, this is too edgy, I can always correct that later on. So now where it gets a bit more difficult is once we have if there's a lot of curvature in the surface that I want to build, I have a good amount of overlap. Oh, here, yeah, I have to go in there with glue. If there is not a lot of curvature, I have nearly no overlap, and so it's hard to make the cardboard stick to itself. That's why for this kind of thing, I'm just gluing something to the inside. And that is good enough then. And here I pre-curve the thing that I'm going to glue to the inside, and it should be enough to hold the curvature of the surface. So like this, not too much glue, so it will dry fast. Here, and then, as you see, I hold the helmet to the position that I want to have, or to the curvature that I want to have, and then I glue in the part. This way, it will hold the curvature the way I want it to. So now I want this to stay here. So now for another little thing that you can do. Is here I got this paper bags, brown paper bags, when I go buying food. And I can, from this you can perfectly cut yourself some stripes of paper, which you can use to hold the curvature. Now here on the inside I used some real cardboard, for I wanted it to be a bit stronger, but to just secure stuff into position, this brown paper is good enough, and it's very flexible, so it's easy to have it conform to a curved surface. Now this might be enough. So, but what I can say is that, okay, this technique seems to work out quite well. This means that I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, which I will start to do now. And just that my working is not ripping apart this side, I will hold it in place with some clamps. I thought I had way more of these. But there's a bit of chaos here, and I'm not able to find the additional clamps. That's a bit sad. Unfortunate was the word I was looking for. Okay, so hi, Yogesh Wets? Yeah, something like that. Hi. Welcome to the live stream. So now I cut the second side in the same way that I did the first side, or now the right side. First I did the left side. Here, this is easiest done with scissors. You can do it with a cardboard knife too, but yeah, if you have a good pair of scissors, this should be the easiest way to accomplish the cutting of the cardboard. So I will welcome. So, same as on the other side, I'm going to pre-bend the cardboard to get it roughly into the shape that I want to have, or that I want it to end up in. And now if you look at it, it already starts to show the curvature that I'm looking for. It is hot in here. I'm starting to sweat without even really working. Lights are hot. So And as you can see, my gluing together of these two layers here wasn't done with too much care, but that is not a problem because I can go in now, and even it could benefit the whole thing for when they're separated and I re-glue them in the final position. Then it will have more strength as compared to if it would just be one piece of cardboard that is perfectly glued together. I hope that made sense somehow. So, trying to work fast, or as fast as I can. It's not too boring watching, but what can you do? So, I will later on cut all the excess pieces away, but I like to build everything a bit bigger than I need it, for then I can correct any errors without having to reapply, or without having to extend everything. So now I'm doing the same thing that I did before. So I will fold it just to get a sense of the curvature that I need, and I will mark it down directly on the cardboard. Okay. So I can get rid of these. So now I have to look that I have some kind of symmetry between the left and the right side. And that's where I change my mind sometimes here. For this was way too steep a curvature as compared to the other side, and yeah, that would have been trouble. But yeah, and the nice thing, I mean, here there's no plans that I'm using to build it, and I think this is a good thing. For each helmet will be different. It will be impossible for me to build one exactly like that again, and it will be impossible to me for me to build one like someone else did. So it's a real one-of-a-kind thing. It's not this painting by numbers approach, where you just print out some kind of blueprint and just work off that, and then everything will be roughly the same. And Some will be better, some will be not as good, and better will be decided as how close you stick to the blueprint. And to me, that is kind of boring. I don't want that. I want to have my own piece. So I want to sculpt this thing. And I want it to be my interpretation of reality. So even though I use here, as you can see here, a little sculpt just to look at the rough shapes. But this thing here helps me to explain what I'm doing. For in my head, I have a pretty good idea where I want to go to, or where I want to end up. And yeah, it's always hard to really express what you where you want to go to with what you're doing, and so it's easier to explain it with using a model. So the curvature on side 2 is coming along well here, and I think when I show it in the top camera, you can see how nice it's curving around here. So yeah, here for gluing this down, I use as little glue as possible. For the more I use, the longer it will take to dry. And yeah, waiting for glue to dry is as boring as to see paint dry. So I always try to look to the other side where I see what curvature I started with there, so I can have an eye out to kind of hit the roughly the same curvature. Here, this will never be 100% symmetric to both sides. I'm doing it by hand, and I can't help that, but I'm trying to get as close as I can with my bare hands. So here, I hope this is good enough. Here the lower layer sticks really good. The upper layer came loose, but all upper layers that became loose or that are loose will be glued down in the second run over this thing. So now I'm going to glue the inside, and I will use the same technique that I used on the other side, which means here I try to hold it down in a way that I want the final thing to be in, and I will just glue in some cardboard. This is good if it's a bit longer, and as always I pre-soften it. So I think this one here can be glued from the outside too. Trying to check the curvature on the other side. Yep, that works. Here I try to clamp it down, though it doesn't change too much. And now I will glue this part to the inside here. I don't need it to be this long. So, yeah, I start saying so very often again. I must think about what I say a bit more, for that I'm not filling everything with these two letters. Here, so I used a bit too much glue on this, so I will there it was again. I will pre-dry it a bit, so that it does not take that long to dry once I press it in there. So now I will remove these and yeah, try to now follow the curvature of side 1. Now these clamps can help me to hold in place the end parts. And then I use these weights again to push this down a bit. So I will still support it with some pressure from my fingers. To push it in firmly. This is a good start. This is a good start. Now I will continue with the curvature on the front part. Once this is reasonably dry. So then I will finish it up with the back part, and then I will start to fill in the sides of this. Here, what I noticed when I looked at the helmet now is that this kind of crown thing here is, yeah, it's like it's so much to the front side. I think it needs to be more back here, and I've been thinking about what I want to do about it, and thought that I first extend it to the back, and then I'm doing an internal thing like this that pushes this back, and then I just cut this off. I think that's the best way to use what I already have, so I don't have to go to all the trouble again to make it stick to this and to hold its shape and everything. So as long as this is drying, I'm just trying to fix that. So, and once again, having two stripes of cardboard helps the cardboard to hold the shape. If you got any kinds of questions, just ask. Just write it into the chat. I will try to answer everything. yeah, that's it. I try to answer everything. And yeah, maybe you got some kind of questions regarding technique or me or why I do what I do and stuff like that. I will be happy to answer whatever you want to know. It's hot. So this will be yeah, that's nice. I will glue it down. So I don't know for how long I've been working on this now. This is day 4. First day was, I don't know, 12 hours, maybe. And yeah, I think the direction is a good one that we're on. Now I'm trying to look at it from the top, for it is easier to position it the way I want. Here, and now I think the helmet part is on a good way to yeah, so now I once again Bunny Wader with stupid ears here. This looks humiliating to the Dark Lord, but it is as it is. So I will put him to the side. Nice. Different camera. Here, as you can see, Hi, yeah, it should be back. Hey, Pigu, thanks. Thanks for pointing that out. Nobody told me. Nobody told me. Have you noticed how long it's been out, or have you just come in and it was not working? Thanks. Thanks. Shit. Very good. Very, very good. This would have been shit. So, especially for, I mean, these videos are online afterwards. So, and everybody would be looking at me going like this. That wouldn't have been good. Okay. Here and now, here I started supporting this side, and as you can see, this is definitely stronger now as compared to this wobbly thing. So on to the other side, and then I will fit a piece in here, like a leftover one. First, I want to lay down the curvature where I really need it, or support the surface where I really need it. This, yeah, I will start in the back here. Yeah, I can like mimic this shape a bit. So, and then once I'm done having this structure stabilized, I can join or blend one surface into the other, and then I will be ready to cut the shape into this top part of the helmet, which I want to see for the final piece. Very, very good. Once again, checking the curvature. Always check the curvature when you're layering cardboard. I mean, I'm just layering it to keep the curvature. And even if I would take like very heavy cardboard, it will never keep the curvature in the same way as 2 layers of cardboard will hold the curvature once you glue them to each other. So as you see, I'm taking very, very thin cardboard, but once 2 layers are glued together, it becomes really strong and really good at holding the curvature. Okay, this is for the back side. Now I need the front side here, and I want to have the same kind of cardboard. So This is the heights I want. Once again, pre-curving, pre-sculpting the cardboard. Very nice. Here, I think you can like really see how this is coming together. So doing curved surfaces with cardboard is always a time-consuming thing to do, but different to popular belief, it is not that hard. It just takes some time. And once you put in that amount of time, you can end up with really great builds. And you don't have to resort to stuff like paper mache, which is nice in itself, but it's just you apply one layer and the next, and then it has to dry, and so it's just very... It's not very intuitive to work with it. It just, yeah, I don't like it. I like to work with cardboard and just sculpt my way towards the goal. That I have. So here, this does not like to be bent around so much. So to get this to follow the curvature, just do a single incision there and then it works. Ja, gerne. Alter, ruf, mach oder klopf an der Tür. Ja, ich erschreck mich doch zu Tode. Nett sein. Nein, das ist ja auch nett. Okay, my son just really scared me. He was standing in the door silently, trying to ask me something, for he did not want to interrupt the live stream, but I didn't notice that he was standing there, and once I saw him, I was jumpy. I don't know how you really call it in English. But yeah, he kind of scared me. Very, very good. Nice, nice, nice. So I will fill in some the gaps here now, and I will glue this in with some overlap. It does not really matter. For as I said before, surface comes last, or at least not now. Okay. So I will clamp this down. Yeah, so there's just one more little thing to insert here. There, I will use a long triangular shape here, and maybe a little piece to cover this part. Yeah, I can do some kind of housekeeping. For this edge is so I'm just cutting away the overlap. And that's why I don't really mind if I produce some kind of overlap when I glue stuff together, for it's easy to cut away, and then you will have a much better surface. For this kind of edge is on a rounded surface, is like very, very difficult to achieve just with gluing two parts together. Yep, that was real horror. On my way to my wader helmet thing, which is the part for today. So now the infill for this. Oh, well, this was where I cut it away. And then it's here, and from there to here. I'm just roughly sketching it on there. Jeremy, warum nimmst du das einfach?
Ich hab dich doch gerade gefragt.
Ich dachte, du wolltest es trinken. Ich dachte, du wolltest es trinken.
Nein. Sorry, das war, also ich wollte dich, ich hab dich gefragt.
Ich dachte, du wolltest es trinken. Ja, haha. Bring die Tasche wieder.
Was? Ja.
Okay, back to gluing this part down. Here, this is the last of the stabilizing features for the newly glued in side walls of the top part of the helmet. And I think before I blend the surfaces on the side, on the side of the helmet, I will cut out the front part, for I think it will help the proportions to get them right when I see how it will actually fit in there. I hope you know what I mean. I need one thing. Yeah, I need to drink something. It is very warm in here. So, watch please, or I'm interested to see this. Always the shorter side is the front of the helmet. This is the back of the helmet. And when you compare it to this thing here, which is like what I'm roughly taken as visual reference, there you can see that. Here, but what I can point out, or what is noticeable, is that here, this slope can you see that? Is more angled to the towards away from the helmet, and mine is coming in here. But my thinking is that I'm cutting it like this, and then I pull it out with the lower part of the helmet. At least that's what I think, how I should end up with a shape that is comparable to my reference material. I think maybe now is a good time to use another camera angle here. This is looking just strange. But I think here from the side and everything, if you just imagine the helmet coming out like this to all these directions, and coming out like this maybe to the sides, I think we're on a good way. And now I have to sketch in where I want to cut the helmet. Maybe this camera view will let me show that to you. Well, I will switch to this camera. Now, die ist gerade an, also. What? Okay, so here you can see the shape that I want to have it in. Right now the eyes are completely covered with the helmet, and I want to cut them roughly where the eyebrows are in this mask. So I will try to paint them into here, just where I think they should be. Then I will cut them out, and I will start with them being much too... so I just take a little bit away, and then I start to take more and more away once I meet the shape that I actually want to have. So... So I don't know if the camera can pick up what I'm drawing there. Maybe I use a darker marker. So this is maybe what I will start with. Yeah, so, something like that. Now I will take this to a more comfortable position and try to look at it in a more I don't know. I think this is a good starting point. So I will just go ahead with it. So now there's like multiple layers of cardboard here. So it's a bit hard to cut, but this should work. And if I'm not able to cut through it with the scissors, then I will move on to whoa, this is then I will move to a cardboard knife, and that will definitely be able to cut it. So this is just the first attempt at it. It's absolutely not high enough. So I suspect that I will have to cut it to like here, but I want to do it one step at a time and not take away too much. But as you can see, maybe like this. Yeah, this is about what is needed. And now this top part of the helmet is a little bit. So let me start differently. There's the sides that are angled downwards or outside. They are defining the features of the face. So this top helmet is like a real small part of this whole helmet. If you look at it here, the eyes are really just described by the curvature which is here. And right now I cut it so in a way that this height would be good for the outward angled part. So I will sketch the whole way around now. Light uptick there, like this. So once I'm like really once I use all my concentration to not get it wrong, I go to something like the silent mode. Can you see that? And this is the cheeks, that's here. And there on it's down. Okay. I think I will try it with the line that I laid down here. And now I want to have this cut replicated on the other side. So I will try to cut this part now, and then I will try to use this on the other side. I don't know if I can really bend the cardboard like to the other side, but I hope it works. And for this cut now, I won't use the scissors, but I will use a cardboard knife, and I will stand myself up and try not to cut my hands. Now yeah, it was repeated cuts. I try to get to this shape. So this cut would be easier if the cardboard and the glue would be completely dry, but I don't want to wait another day. To do this, so yeah, I do it like this. So just small and repeated cuts. Always gets a bit deeper. And then when I put in the knife and just wiggle it around a bit, and this actually advances the knife. Okay, I cut it here. I'm not cutting this bridge there. And actually here I can use the scissors too. So now I have this one piece here, and when I try to reverse its curvature, this should be a good stencil for the other side. As you can see, that's a perfect fit here. And now I'm okay. So in this way, I was able to trace the cut that I made to the one side to the other side. And if your base model got a mirror symmetry, it should end up with a mirror symmetry with this cut. So for sure mine is not completely symmetrical, but I think this will be closer to the kind of right proportions, as opposed to when I would just free ball it or yeah, free ball it. Oh, I have to drink something. Excuse me. Okay, so now the same procedure as I had it for the other side. Small cuts. And watch out that you are not cutting above your hand. So that the knife is not here when you're cutting, that it's always in front of your hand. Nice, 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 nice. Once again, smaller cuts until I like penetrated the surface. He said penetrated. I can take it out like this, so there's just this little connection left, and there I will do the wiggle knife thing again. That I put it in and just wiggle it forward. Okay, so now it looks like a gladiator mask. Let's see how it looks here. It's okay. It looks a bit strange now. For first up, you can just see this, and there's not this eye-defining outward curvature going on. Yeah, I mean, it looks a bit strange, but I think this is the right shape. I don't want to cut this part off because here in this thing, it is angled frontwards. So I try to have it like this. Here it's angled a bit to the front, and it would be cut off something like somewhere like here. But I just want to, or I just will cut it once the other surfaces are in there. I'm just looking at the monitor, and it's a mirrored image, so I'm always moving the mask to the wrong side. If I want to actually put it right, I have to look to it from the front. Okay, I even think now that I need to cut more to here. Okay, I don't want to overdo it now. Here from the side, it looks like a military helmet, which is definitely what they sculpted it on. It got a little bit of this German helmet thing going on. that, which would be just like this part. This is like nearly a German World War II helmet. So they wanted to have an evil helmet, so they did a crossover between a samurai and a German soldier. And I mean, his minions are called stormtroopers, which was the name of the German military guys. So, of the guys. Very good. Now I will have to add in the flaps, as I would call them now. And for these I will yeah, I think this is good cardboard for it. Yeah, I'll have to test it. Yeah, I will start with the front. And I think the way that I will do it is that I cut myself a small pieces like this. Then I glue them next to each other, like so. I glue them in here, and then the next one to it, and then I unify them with some cardboard from behind or from the front. I think that's the easiest way to end up at this shape. Yep, that's what I will do. But me looking at the watch now, I will do that in the next installment. Not installment. I will be back in like, I don't know, in an hour or maybe an hour and a half. I'll have to eat something, I'll have to drink something, and I'll have to look for some cardboard that I can use for the next steps. So I will be back in, let me see some thing here, in 1 hour and 12 minutes, I think. Something like that. So thanks for watching, and maybe you tune in a couple of minutes. So I have to take a break, and I have to like do some stuff that you have to do when you take a break. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the future, and maybe the future will not be that far away. Bye bye, see you. Bye.